Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing yesterday never happened, or meeting someone who remembers a conversation with you that never took place. What if I told you that time isn't what we think it is, that it doesn't move in a straight line, but instead loops, bends, and maybe even rewinds? For centuries we've believed that time flows like a river, past, present, future. But what if that's wrong? What if time is more like an ocean, where everything, every moment exists at once? Scientists, philosophers, and even people who have experienced bizarre time slips are starting to question everything we know about reality. Concept 1. The time slip phenomenon. Are we walking through time loops? Let me tell you a story. It was 1979. Two British couples were driving through the French countryside when they decided to stop at a small hotel for the night. It was unusual, old-fashioned, with wooden beams, antique furniture, and no modern technology. The next morning, they saw police officers in outdated uniforms, like something from the early 1900s. They shrugged it off, paid for their stay, and left. A few years later, they wanted to book the same hotel, but it never existed. There were no records of it. The road they took to get there didn't exist anymore. The police uniforms? They matched what officers wore in 1905. So, what happened? Did they drive into a moment frozen in time? And if it happened to them, could it happen to you? Stories like this exist all over the world. People stepping into a different era, sometimes just for minutes before suddenly snapping back to the present. Are these glitches in time? Are we unknowingly walking through time loops where history and the present overlap? Or could it be that time is layered, and every now and then, those layers thin out? Concept 2. Einstein's hidden clues about time. Are we moving in all directions at once? Albert Einstein shattered everything we thought we knew about time. His theory of relativity proved that time isn't fixed. It's not universal. It bends, stretches, and even stops. Right now, time feels normal to you. But if you were moving at the speed of light, time would slow down for you, while everyone else kept aging normally. This isn't science fiction. NASA has already tested it. Astronaut Scott Kelly spent 1 year in space while his twin brother Mark stayed on Earth. When Scott returned, his body had aged slightly less than Mark's. Now, think bigger. What if time isn't something we move through? What if we're moving in all directions at once, but our consciousness is locked onto one path? This means your past, present, and future might already exist. But your awareness is only able to see one version at a time. Could that explain déjà vu? Could it explain precognitive dreams, those eerie moments where people see events before they happen? What if, in another reality, you're already living your future, and every once in a while, your mind catches a glimpse of it? Concept 3, the Mandela Effect and parallel timelines. Is our past being rewritten? You remember something so vividly, but history disagrees. For example, do you remember the Monopoly Man? Does he wear a monocle? Most people swear he does, but he never did, not in any version of the game. And what about the famous line from Star Wars? You probably remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." He never said that. The real line is, "No, I am your father." Thousands of people, millions even, remember things that never happened. Some believe it's just false memory, but others think something far stranger is going on. What if our reality is constantly shifting between slightly different timelines? Think about it. If the past could change, how would you know? If something edited history, wouldn't your brain simply rewrite your memories to match? Now, here's the most unsettling question of all. If small details are changing, what's stopping something bigger from changing? What if one day You wake up in a reality where your entire past is different. How would you even know? What if time isn't a straight line? What if time loops exist? What if Einstein was right and time is flexible? What if we're constantly slipping between different versions of reality without realizing it? I want to know what you think. Have you ever had a strange experience with time? A déjà vu moment?
This is Curious Threads, where we unravel the mysteries of reality, one thread at a time.